Well, as a lot of people have noticed in the greater Vancouver area, a lot of old housing is being smashed down, particularly around Oak and Broadway and Dunbar. They're being smashed down to build condos. Lots of condos. Condos everywhere, as a matter of fact. And that's because we're going to be expecting a huge influx of immigrants, most likely from Asia. We're talking in the tens of thousands minimum, maybe even in the hundreds of thousands. This is not some sort of paranoid banter. This is what you will observe if you go around certain parts of Vancouver and other areas. You will notice that they're building these places for the express purpose of demolishing them to build condos so that they make more money and that housing becomes more unaffordable for everyone. All I'm going to say is there are going to be people out there who are not going to take this lightly. And the fact that these Asians are most likely to be the occupants of these dwellings will not sit well within the white community. I'm not speaking for anyone in particular, but I'm saying, look, I don't think the guys would even listen to me at this point if I told them, be polite and courteous and, don't do nothing rash, Yeah, I don't think they would listen to me. So there's going to be a real problem on people's hands. Just because you have money doesn't mean you have power. You may think you do, but what you think and what is reality are two different things. In some situations, what's that old Dio song? Oh, right. The mob rules. So, that being said, if we get an influx of Asian immigrants into this small enough a city as it is, then there's going to be problems. Problems that are unforeseeable, uncalculatable, and there are going to be a lot of people who are very unhappy, and the sellout politicians that allowed it to happen, let's just say it would be in their best interest not to show their faces around. Asians have gotten away with a lot of real estate. They've made a lot of money, and these are people from Hong Kong and all that, Singapore, whatever, mostly Hong Kong. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm not racist against Asian people. I think they have every right, equal opportunity to work and live in our community. But when they have an unfair advantage in buying housing over the local populace because they brought their dirty money over from Asia, or their father figure of the house is still living in Asia, working there, and they're not paying taxes, and the children and the mother are living here not paying taxes, then we got a serious problem. And I'm not an expert on the subject, but I'm telling you, there's only going to be problems if this isn't properly addressed. And what's the big deal about not letting in a bunch of Europeans? I think that would be better. Like, what's wrong with Polish people? I like Polish people. They don't make the best food, but, that's irrelevant. I think, some Polish people would be alright. Maybe even some French. I don't know. Italians? I think we got enough Italians already. Or, I don't know. But, we certainly don't need any more Asians. There are enough of them here already. And that's not being racist, that's being, hey, wait a minute, there are too many of you here already. So, I'm sure they won't like that answer, but we're not here to cater to them. Like I said, if you already live here, you've been here several generations, whatever, you have the right to equal employment, equal housing opportunities, and things like that. It's the ones that come here with an unfair advantage, who can barely even speak the language, and have a total advantage over the local populace, as I explained, that are the problem. And corrupt, greedy politicians, well, what goes around comes around. So you can't be surprised if this comes with negative consequences. Anyway, like I said, some of the people I've been talking to, I couldn't dissuade them anyway, even if I tried, which I'm not overly enthusiastic in doing. Anyway, talk to you guys later. See ya.